Welcome to another edition of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle. During this hour, we're bringing you highlights from some of our shows. Remember to follow us on all of our social platforms for up-to-date content and to watch the full episodes from today's highlights. First up on How to Steam Your Dreams, we hear from the winners and participating teams of the e-gaming tournament at the 2025 Ocean Bowl Games in Baltimore. Next up on Read Science, learn how to gain better critical thinking skills with Dr. David Robert Grimes. On the Spotlight DMV, actor Jalen Mickey opens up about breaking stereotypes in the entertainment industry with his upcoming film, The Love Doctor. Finally, on the Simply Bowie Show, check out the recap of Simply Bowie Magazine's 3rd Annual Reader's Choice Awards. And as always, thanks for tuning in to this week's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle Highlights on Bowie TV. See you next week.
Team XPG, how did the finals go for you all?
As you can see, first place winners are here, and MVP. So the top winner right here. And also, it was kind of surprising because the people who we beat were back-to-back champions.
Yeah, and we only been practicing for like 2 days straight.
Yep, and that's it. And then we were so good at the game that we won 5-0.
Did you all have a strategy to how you were able to win the games?
Our strategy was basically like to grab the ball and move it to the ball instead of like repetitively hitting it, because that's what the other people do. We were just hitting it.
Yeah.
We try to like grab the ball and then bring it to them.
And how do you feel to win MVP this year?
Won the MVP.
How do you feel to win MVP? Exactly, AJ.
It's an honor, honestly. It's an honor to win MVP. I feel like everybody should win MVP, but Christina, she should be in that room. But it is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how will you apply your skills to hopefully come back for next year's Ocean Bowl Games?
I'm definitely coming back next year because it was awesome.
Definitely.
We will probably just we probably won't switch up our skills because they're gonna use this video and they're gonna know how we did it. So we're probably gonna switch up our skills. No, you're right.
Alright.
Yeah, that is true.
And do you have any last words to say?
Ocean Bowls is a great thing.
Yeah.
Just keep doing
We
it.
was the really top winner.
We were the top winner. The XPG was the top winner for today. Also, I want to say thank you, a special thanks to Fulton Bank for sponsoring, and also Curly for letting us be here. Amazing school. Yeah, thanks for everything. I love this elementary school. I'm definitely gonna come back next weekend.
And I want to say a special thanks to Roman. He planned all this. And yeah, I just want to give him a special thanks.
Real quick, what's your team name?
Jellyfishers.
Jellyfishes?
Black
Anything last minute to say your opponents?
We all know why we're here.
We all
This
know who
guy.
won 3 times. So, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
When I say aqua, you say Titan. Aqua, Titan, aqua, Titan. Today we're gonna win for our team. So that's obviously, and I can't believe we got all this way, bro. We're gonna ace them out with all these prizes. I hope I win because I don't think I've won anything. She wants to buy. If me and her, we want to win for our team, not just the whole school. We need it.
What's your team name?
XPG.
We XPG.
You think y'all gonna win?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any words to your opponents?
Any words to our opponents? Them right there.
Yeah, say some words.
For Aqua Titans, all over. For the other people, I mean, he's right. Yep, he's right. Aqua Titans are our friends and allies.
Yeah,
We know they're gonna get second place. Other people,
Nah. Other people, out.
hopefully, all love and respect to all of our opponents. But like, maybe one of them.
And listen, we finna turn up. We finna turn up.
We finna turn up.
Okay. All three of y'all too? Did y'all think y'all was gonna do this good?
No.
Not really.
This is XPG's first time in a tournament, so we're kind of new. Yeah. So,
Just turn it around. Turn it around.
I just want to say this. Everyone just hope us luck. Wish that we win and the Aqua Titans get second place. Not the
Titans are partners in crime.
Yeah.
If Aqua Titans get second place,
So we have to say, also, God.
Hi, everybody. This is Joanne with Read Science, and I'm joined, as always, with my co-host Jeff Schomeyer, sitting in Maryland. I'm in Illinois, and our guest today is in Ireland. So it's mid-afternoon or something for you, right?
I'll have to look at my watch. That's how old I'm getting. Yeah, it's after 4 in the afternoon. So
yeah, it's still my morning. So when we get done, I have plenty of the day left, right? So today we are talking with Dr. Grimes, right? I don't want to say it wrong. It's
no, you said it perfectly.
What if it was Grimace or something?
I once had an ID. I was working in a hospital years ago, and they printed the ID with Davy Grimes, which I quite liked, but they made me give it back because it wasn't my name. So fair.
So you've written actually a couple of books, and we are sort of going to be talking about both of them because they're different versions of the same book. So today I have the US version of your book called Good Thinking. And then we get to follow the fun arrows in the flow chart that says why flawed logic puts us all at risk and how critical thinking can save the world. Your UK version is called The Irrational Ape, but I think the same subtitle, right?
It had originally the same subtitle, but the new edition has a new subtitle. Just to confuse anyone that wants to try and peruse the back catalog, because why would make things straightforward? Why do anything logical like that?
Like, you mean new version as in paperback?
Yeah, I think the new one is about disinformation propaganda, how we avoid falling for disinformation propaganda conspiracy theory, because obviously the last year has rammed home some of the points that I talked about in the book when the UK edition were hypothetical have now become very, very real.
Very real.
So I think my publisher decided time to point that out very, very bluntly on the cover.
So actually, I'm going to read your bio because there may be people out there who don't quite know who you are. So let's take a look. We've got Dr. David Robert Grimes is a physicist, cancer researcher, and science journalist, many hats. Is affiliated with Dublin City University and University of Oxford. He contributes to both the BBC and RTE discussing science, politics, and media, and has contributed to The Guardian, The Irish Times, the BBC, PBS, and the New York Times, among others. He also advises on science policy and was a joint recipient of the 2014 Nature Sense About Science Maddox Prize for Standing Up for Science. And I think as we go along, we may find out why people need to stand up for science, and it can actually be a little dangerous, which makes no sense.
We live in a post-truth world,
you're here.
Getting cold. So, I mean, maybe kind of inevitable, but we'll find out as we go.
We'll answer all the questions.
Okay, Jeff.
You've given us a very nice survey of logical fallacies, conspiratorial thinking, all the things that some of us think of as bad things and other people deny that they do them, and lots of good examples. And I expect those will come up. And I was trying to figure out just where I wanted to start. And I was reminded that here in America, at least, and you can tell me about the UK and Ireland and Great Britain if you want, we have a long history since our founding, at least, of intense anti-intellectualism as a thing that is sometimes greatly valued. And many writers have noted that. And I suspect we may have imported that in colonial and earlier times from the homeland. But I don't know. And then I thought, rather than starting with all the things that can go wrong, maybe we should start at a sort of top level thing of why we think, all of us here in this box today, think that critical thinking, rational analysis are the way to go, and what it is that is being talked about there even. And then we can start to take it away, take it apart in that usual scientist's reductive method. To the extent that you like, but
and just poking at it.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Jeff? That's a brilliant observation you've made about anti-intellectualism, because I was only thinking about this recently, and you point out America has a tradition of it, but I would say that Europe does to an extent as well, and in particular times. So one of my favorite authors is Umberto Eco, the Italian philosopher. And he wrote a book on the 14 traits of what he called fascism, like the prototypical kind of movement to denigrate and control. And one of the tenets that I found in that really shook me was to denigrate experts, to basically dismiss people that knew more, to dismiss science, to dismiss authority, is fundamentally something that crops up an awful lot in history. During the Great Terror after the French Revolution, there was, when they were executing some of the most well-known aristocratic chemists and physicists and people like that, the argument made by some of Robespierre's men was, we have no need for genius. And obviously it sounds much better in French, and my French is poor, so I won't try to do the translation. But it's a real thing, and you see it. You saw during the Brexit referendum, Michael Gove saying we've had enough of experts in the UK. And I think one of the reasons that critical thinking is so denigrated in certain environments is that without analytical thought, you become very pliable to demagogues, to charlatans, to people that wish to take advantage of you. And I would argue that, going to answer your other question, the only shield we have, the only, to use Sagan's term, the only candle in the dark we have against, I know he should copyright that, but God rest.
I was going to use it when I asked the question, but I forgot to mention it. But
I'm happy to definitely tip my hat to Sagan's influence on my thinking.
It's a very good book.
The only shield we have against people that would do us harm is that ability to stop and go, no, hang on, is that true? Should I subscribe to that? When that fails, the great Voltairean quote that those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. We have seen that, and in recent American political history, that's quite raw. I mean, we can't but think of things like Charlottesburg and that march to see what, even the 6th of January this year, when people start embracing outlandish ideas. I'm sorry, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. I'm sorry, but one of my favorite philosophers is a guy called W.V. Quine, and he wrote about our web of belief. And this is the idea that all of our beliefs are intimately interconnected. And if you think it's like a spider's web, to pull on one thing, if I decide that I want to believe, so I'll take politics out of it for a second. Let's say I really want to believe that alternative medicine works. Well, then I have to weaken my justificatory beliefs in, why does science say this doesn't work? Well, I have to weaken my belief in science, and I have to weaken my belief in medical authorities. We're living in the COVID era where we've seen people literally deny science to a huge degree. And we also know that has affected their health and the health of people around them. So these aren't things in isolation. I'm often asked by people, what's the big deal if people believe silly things? I say, well, we all live in a society. And if you're living in a society with someone who doesn't accept basic facts, their vote matters every bit as much as yours. So how do we arrive on big problems like climate change or how we deal with global pandemics? How can we hope to come up with good solutions if we can't even agree on basic facts? And that, I guess, was the motivation for me.
Problems that affect the world and society and things. And now, my apologies, because that was at least 5 more follow-on questions in there of, well, if you have anti-intellectualism, you can see is good for leaders with authoritarian inclinations. What convinces the followers? I don't know. We may get to that. What was the other thing we were? Oh, and I am very glad that you brought up this idea of the web and things, because I usually think of science as, all of science is this web of interdependent facts that all support each other, and the extent now is huge, and that's usually where I start, although it's hard to explain to the person who, I don't know, sidles up to a young graduate student in the bar and say, let me tell you where Einstein got it wrong. It's like, it's no longer possible to say this is where Einstein got it wrong, and so every whatever. It's like you can't do that. It's part of a huge thing that all has worked together for hundreds of years and been built. And it's like, if you want the wall, you have to accept the bricks or something.
That's a really nice analogy. I quite like that.
Well,
I might steal that, but I will credit
you may. I can
don't
tell you
worry.
where that came from. I've used that for about 20 years, I think. Oh shoot! I should try to make a question out of that. I don't know what how do the anti-intellectual leaders get the anti-intellectual followers to go with them? Is just everybody going around with anti-intellectual inclinations?
Well, I think that actually there's that was when I started writing this. I got into, I suppose, communicating science kind of by accident. Early or about when I was in my early 20s and didn't know anything about anything. I still know very little about anything. I just more
it gets worse.
There you go. Yeah, I know. I'm more aware of my intellectual shortcomings, and that's okay. I mean, that's some people never become aware of them, so at least on that. But one of the things that was a massive eye-opener to me was that it is very tempting for people that are inclined towards science, and I imagine most of the viewers today will be inclined towards science, to think that everything is an information deficit kind of problem, that it's just people don't know enough and we'll go out there with the information. But the Yale, there's kind of an interesting approach to this. Information is not neutral, right? Nothing in isolation is that neutral. We all put it into our cognitive basket or our little thing. So our own psychology comes a massive impact. So let's say let's go with something that does happen. Let's say I am a hardcore libertarian tech bro. I'm not, thank God. But let's say Grimes, I'm not, that Elon Musk's wife is actually not really a Grimes.
Yes.
Point that out. But I'm not married into that family, just in case anyone might think. But
her name is different. She changed it. So.
And let's say you suddenly come up with a problem like climate change. Now, your fundamental motivating philosophy is regulation is something that you are not really all for. And now I'm telling you that your freedom is impinging on other people's life and the world itself. You have two options then, okay? And one of them is really, really difficult and one of them is really easy. The difficult one is to go, wow, you're right. There's an extra boundary or regulation in my philosophy that requires me to update my prior belief, reflect on it, and then find a version of my philosophy that can take into account this exception or this whatever else. That's an intellectually honest way to deal with things. That's hard. That's really hard. The easier thing to do is to deny, dismiss, downplay, or rubbish the problem. And this is what psychologists refer to as motivated reasoning, that you already have a vision of the world and you're trying to cherry pick the aspects that resonate with you. Because when you come across information that jars, and you as both the scientists have definitely had this happen to you, you really think you have something and you got this down, and then something just throws a spanner in the works and you go, bloody hell, how do I deal with this? And the honest way, if you're being a good scientist, which you folks no doubt are, but not everyone is, you go, all right, well, I need to account for that or work out what, update the bounds or the limitations. It is far easier cognitively to dismiss that. So that's why you have people who deny climate change or even denying COVID. When I deal with people who are COVID skeptics, like I was writing in Scientific American about this a while ago, and one of the things I said was you're often dealing with people who are scared and want to feel like they have control over the situation. And perversely, believing that Bill Gates or George Soros is pulling the strings is perversely more reassuring than realizing that we are more at the mercy of randomosity than we might like to admit.
Right.
So
invisible virus.
Yeah. So
That's
the
scary,
honesty,
isn't it?
the
Somebody
honesty
wasn't even
is the
alive
harder,
on this.
the honesty is the harder path in.
And
almost always, I guess.
Absolutely. And the other thing as well, and you know what? Have you ever said something to someone and they've gotten really offended and you're like, what? And you realize that whether you meant to or not, you undermined their belief system. Now, on paper, we shouldn't do that, right? Our ideas are just ideas. We shouldn't care. But there is research from I always mix up Daniel Kahneman with Dan Cannon. I'm talking about the guy from Yale. But his research has I think I discovered this late, but it was fundamental to how I now approach things. the idea of identity protective cognition, that we to some extent embody our ideas. They become us. They become what defines us. So therefore, an attack on our philosophy, our idea, our pre-existing beliefs, even if someone is not actually attacking them, they're just saying that's actually not fully true. It's that can come across as a personal affront. And I'm not into sports at all. So I realized this years ago when people would be into a sports team and I go, yeah, but they're not very good, are they? I mean, people would get very offended. And I'd be like, yeah, but look at the batting averages or whatever. This is terrible. I've realized now that when sports comes up, I just nod and pretend I know nothing, because I do know nothing. It's not my thing. But that I was failing to see that they identified with that, and that was part of their psychological makeup. And these problems, this motivated reasoning and this identity protective cognition, both make it very easy to get anti-intellectual, and work. It makes it really difficult to change your mind. If you've now put that as your armor, and this is you, this is what you go around in the world saying, this is me, changing your mind looks like a come down or like a walk back, and it shouldn't. We should be positively patting people on the back for changing their minds, high-fiving everyone for changing their minds. Instead, we look at it as weakness, and that I think is fundamentally a problem that feeds into anti-intellectualism.
Well, then the question that, as I first said, is so who are you to tell me that you think rational thought and critical thinking and rational analysis is better for us somehow?
Well, I mean, I'll try to answer that, but the first part
why is it better?
Why is it better?
I shouldn't appeal to authority. Sorry, but
no, that's quite all right. So I think one of the reasons is what people often think this is very abstract, and it's like, well, this is, and it does seem abstract, which is why in the book I said stories matter. No one, you could write a field guide with all these general heuristics and say this is what you should do and whatever else, and you know what, it wouldn't mean anything to people. But when you see in a story, and I think humans are storytellers, we understand stories, we understand anecdotes, we understand little things like that. But I think if you show people that this is really liberating, because you give people examples of where if you don't use critical thinking, it's very easy to be misled. And you can show that. You can, if you want, you can take out the pen and paper and do the Bayesian inference. You can do all that kind of jazz. But then what you say to people, instead of selling it as a detriment and go, oh, that's really complicated and archaic, you say, no. This is so liberating. And it's not just about understanding science or COVID or vaccination or health policy or any of that kind of stuff. It's about deciding what car you buy. It's about deciding, what choices you should make on a personal level that will most benefit or most achieve the goals you want. And it turns out the same fundamental set of tools underpin all of that. And the same mistakes, no matter whether you're talking about politics or science or anything else, the same set of mistakes plague us as humans, because we are, to use the UK title, we are rational apes. I include myself in that, by the way. I did once get a bit of hate mail. I get quite a lot. And I got one bit that said, oh, you think you're better than us. And I had to put it, no, every mistake in this book I have made repeatedly. And I would wager that almost any human being going has made these mistakes. So it's absolutely a case of it. And I mean, one of the jokes is, why do we not call it the irrational ape in the US? Well, remember, evolution is still contentious in wide swathes of the US. There's a fascinating history of that as well, why that is the case. But again, that we are a little, so just, I mean, I imagine most of the viewers of this show are going to be fully on board with evolution, but at the same time, it is to point out that, we have flaws in our cognitive mesh that can definitely bring us to bad outcomes. And I think that we have to sell it as a benefit thing. If we don't use critical thinking, we tend to achieve poorer and poorer outcomes. It's like prepping for a job interview. If you just go in, half-cocked, you're probably going to make a mess of it. But if you do a little bit of homework, you can really maximize your outcome. And critical thinking is that on a bigger scale. But I mean, I think you have to realize it's so liberating. It's not an imposition. It's a liberation. I'm not sure if I'm selling that very well, but I hope.
And so the awareness deficit, the deficit of understanding, is not so much in facts. It's a meta deficit of understanding process and what to do with inputs to get at things that we might agree are facts.
Absolutely. And I think I think one of the things you realize, I mean, what made me start writing this down was when I started writing articles. And again, I went in with this naive, I was 22, 23 years old, information deficit model stuff. And when you get your first angry screed of hate mail, you're like, hang on a sec.
Yeah.
What in God's green earth upset you there, right? And then you realize there's all this other stuff. But I started noticing, no matter what I was writing about, whether it's vaccination, whether it was about homeopathy, whether it was about nuclear power, the same series of mistakes were underpinning all of them. And I noticed in my own thinking, hey, the way I used to think about that was wrong because I did it this way. And then I said, hang on, these are really kind of universal. I also talked a lot to belief psychologists because initially I was not even dismissive of psychology. I'm like, I do the thing that sometimes scientists do. We can get a little bit arrogant about fields that aren't our own and go,
or a lot.
And my ex-partner and now one of my best friends is a belief psychologist. So we had long conversations where she's like, you do have to think about this. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you do. And this is the whole argument where humanities and science need to work together on things an awful lot. Not to say psychology isn't a science, it most definitely is. But, communication matters. How things are going to be understood matters every bit as much as the hard data behind it. So
Hey, Spotlight fam, it is your girl Rose with the Spotlight DMV. And today I am so excited to be bringing you an exclusive from an amazing movie that is dropping in November called The Love Doctor. And I have with me Jalen Mickey, who is one of the actors in the movie. Welcome to the Spotlight, Jalen.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here and to be a part of this event that's taking place today. So let's get into you and what you're all about. So I've been doing some research about you. Now, is this your debut acting experience?
It is. Yeah, it's my first time as an actor.
Okay, well, tell us what that was like. How did you get involved with The Love Doctor, and what was the process like for landing the role?
So how did I get involved? This is all, literally my mother. And I came out of her, she gave me this opportunity, I would say, to audition for it. I did have to get through that, but my mom, she got a team together, and there's a lot of things that are actually gonna be coming after this.
Oh, wow.
So she was able to get a crew together. She knows the main actor, DJ Rao, and she helped him out when he was selling T-shirts for Low Cash Cowboys.
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah. Now he's done several films, and she's kind of helping him do like his own thing. She's the president of his foundation. So,
Okay, so I was reading a post that DJ Rao made about this movie and about getting it made. And he talked about not waiting on Hollywood, not waiting on anybody. Let's just make
Let's
some
just do it.
moves. Yeah.
Mhm.
So talk to us about that and about your perspective on that, because I feel like right now we're in a time where, before you had to go to Hollywood to make it. And that is not necessarily the case anymore, right? People can,
It seems like it, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Like people are, I think like when you say that, what I think of are people that kind of go viral on like TikTok or, Instagram, or they kind of just build their own craft, right? And then
hmm
they will have, other corporations or companies come to them to help promote their product. And then
yes.
that can then help them bloom into an acting career, of sort. So
Yeah, and I really love that that is happening for us as Black people, because I find that in the past, we had to make certain movies, right? We had to come with a certain viewpoint, but it wasn't a holistic viewpoint of the Black experience. And so that's a part of what I love about The Love Doctor. This is a romantic comedy. It is about, well, tell us what it's about, because I was going to go into it, but I'm going to let you talk about it. What is The Love Doctor
yeah, I
about?
don't want to give too much, but what I can say is this: if you've seen Hitch, with Will Smith. It's it's a lot like that, you
Okay.
know.
And
It's a
that's
lot
one of
like
my
that.
favorite movies,
Oh
Hitch.
yeah.
So tell us about your character, your James in the movie.
Mhm.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so James is a waiter that will be seen in multiple scenes, and he is someone that really watches love bloom, you know. So
And I really love that it's all about love and it's about bringing people together because we're in a time where things are kind of divisive right now and we could use some love.
yeah.
And so James is funny, he's awkward, and I heard you earlier talking about him being nosy. What did you enjoy most about playing him?
Just that I felt like I could be myself.
Hmm.
You know, I've been signed with Stewart Talent for over 10 years, and it's really sad because I've only had 4 auditions as an actor
Oh,
in my
wow.
entire career, right? And these characters for tall black men, it's the jock, the drug dealer,
Mm,
you know, the gangster.
mhm,
That's it.
mhm.
Right? You don't really see a black lawyer, you don't see a black software engineer,
Yeah.
you don't see really anything aside from those 3, archetypes. So I felt like with James, I didn't have to be that, you
Mm,
know?
mhm, mhm.
And I think that's great. We need more of that.
And I absolutely love that. You pointed to yourself when you said software engineer. So let's get into that. Tell us a bit more about you.
Man, it's funny because when I was 18, I got signed to a modeling agency in Cincinnati. It's a talent agency, I'll say. And they told me to put school on hold. So
Wow.
I did just that, moved to Chicago, got signed there, and then branched out. Signed in Atlanta, signed in Miami, signed in New York City, and just recently signed in LA.
Oh,
Yeah. So
wow.
I didn't really plan to do anything except for try and do this for the last I'd say for the first 5 years from starting this bed 24, I decided to go to school. Got my undergrad in computer science with a concentration in software engineering. And I'm currently at Georgia Tech, which is a top 5 program in artificial intelligence,
Wow.
getting my master's in computer science with a concentration in machine learning.
No, that's awesome. I didn't find any of that when I did my research. But so you said you're signed to an agency and that this is just your 4th audition as an actor,
hmm
but you're also a model.
hmm
Yeah, tell us about modeling and how you got into that.
Yeah, so it's funny. I was approached at Kenwood Mall in Cincinnati, Ohio, by my mother agent. And I didn't really believe that was a thing that could happen at the time. But sure enough, I went home and showed my mom. I gave him the card, and she looked into the agency, Newview, and I was legit. So I went in there, and he told me, he said, by this time next year, we'll have your face in stores. And I didn't really believe it, but sure enough, moved to Chicago. I booked my first campaign for Foot Locker. It's an international campaign, so I was on their Instagram. I was in stores worldwide, USA, Canada, Europe. Yeah, and it kind of just started from there. So I've worked for all kinds of companies.
No, that is amazing. And I remember back in the day, people would talk about, oh, somebody approached me in the mall, and
Mhm.
it was most likely a scam. So to hear that that's something that worked out for you, that's such a beautiful story.
Mhm.
And especially the mall, because right now online shopping is the thing, right?
Online shop, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
people
I'm, that's the last. I'm a mall kid, right? Yeah, yeah. We want to last for sure.
And so, what do you hope that people take away from the Love Doctor?
um, I would just have to say, if anything, yeah, unapologetically be yourself.
Yeah.
Unapologetically, I love that these characters in this movie are not the stereotypical black characters we will see
Yeah.
in Hollywood, and like I can't stress how much like we need that. We really need that because like I told you, there's only been 3 other roles that I've been auditioned for, and they're like the same character every time.
No.
You know, it's like we're more than that.
Yes,
You know, we are so
exactly.
much more than that. So be yourself, man.
No, I love that. And this movie encompasses everything that the spotlight is all about. It's about creating what you want to see, not waiting for anybody. And I don't think I said this, but this is T.C. Carson's director debut. So if y'all know who I'm talking about, Kyle from Living Single, I know y'all know who Kyle is. So this is a part of history. You're going to be a part of history. So congratulations on that. Thank you for coming to the spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let me go into my introductions because she is going to blow you guys away. So, Jean Vuana, Life Coach Vaughn Evans, received the 2025 Quality Business Award as Best Life Coach in Waldorf. She is an international speaker and the author of While I Was Waiting on God, He Was Waiting on Me. Let's say it. While I was waiting on God, He was waiting on me. All right? That word blends heart, innovation, and transformation. Affectionately known as Life Coach Vaughn, she is the founder of the Fly Life Coaching ecosystem, which includes an academy that empowers the next generation of transformational coaches and an association that connects those coaches with their ideal clients. Most recently, she launched Coaching 3.0, so that's coaching with a capital A and a capital I, a groundbreaking AI-powered coaching skills development platform designed to extend her mission of empowering coaches, healthcare organizations, and educational institutions, amplifying her impact worldwide. Her mission to help individuals and coaches alike unlock confidence, embrace purpose, and create impact that produces income. Can we say impact and income? Impact and income. All right. Through certifications in neuroscience, health, and wellness, her coaching system integrates body, mind, and spirit in alignment. She has made guest appearances on Magic 102.3, OK Radio, and 92.7, and has been featured in New York Weekly, Times Business News, Medium, Voyage Baltimore, and Campus Rebel. She has also shared her voice on global stages from Oxford University to national conferences at such as the NAACP and the Congressional Black Caucus. So, Life Coach Vaughn, her story is one of resilience, faith, and innovation. A journey that continues to inspire others that first loving yourself isn't selfish, because even though it starts with you, it doesn't end with you. So please help me bring Life Coach Vaughn to the stage, a person who I call my friend.
The song says, bless me so that everyone around me can have everything that they need. How many of you, that's your prayer? You're like, Lord, bless me so that I may be able to pour into that young mother who don't know how to pay her bills. Lord, bless my marriage so that I may be able to encourage other marriages to keep moving it forward. Lord, bless me so that my children won't have to graduate from college with six-figure student loan debt. Lord, bless my marriage so that I can help other marriages get through their down spiral. A trip here and there will be nice, but the blessings that I'm asking for is really so that everyone around me can have everything that they need. And then the song says favor. How many of you want the favor of God to fall on you? Y'all, but that is not even the parts of the song that really gets me excited. Y'all, like, for real, you can get more excited than that? The parts of the song that really gets me excited, he starts to talk about shifting our perspective. Okay, so let me go back here. Here's the thing. The paradox about a blessing is oftentimes preceded by what we identify as a burden. Woo! Yeah. I need to put this down. I need to talk to them real quick. I'm gonna start the timer too. I'm gonna stay on time, y'all. The paradox is the blessings are oftentimes preceded by what we identify as a burden. All right, come here. Before you reap the harvest, you must first sow. In order to get paid, you must first work. In order to have a testimony, you must first have a test. Y'all, what some of us are experiencing right now, this is the preseason. And I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about the preparation season. I'm talking about the season that tests your endurance. The season that tests your discipline. The season that tests your faith. The preseason. And before we can ever talk about a championship, y'all, we must go through some conditioning. Before you can ever get a ring, you must first run some plays. You must first take some hits. You must first stay in the game. Because not only will you walk away with a win, but you'll walk into every promise that God has for you. Y'all, don't you start now. Don't you start. I only got a little bit of time. But I love what Maverick City and Kirk Franklin does with this song. They change our perspective. There's a paradigm shift that takes place with this song because it starts with a request. Lord bless, let the favor flow. Then he says, speak with clarity. Speak with a declaration and a decree with these 5 words. He says, we have everything we need. How many of you know that you truly have everything that you need? We may not have everything that we want, but we really have everything that we need. And if you don't believe that you got everything you need, it's probably because you cursed too much. Coach Vaughn, I'll use those profane words. I can't. I'll try. I will not be able to. Where am I? I know. Help me finish these sentences. When it rains, it pours. If it ain't worth it, it's enough. I'm robbing Peter. They fall. I'm broke as a joke. Y'all, it is time for us to stop speaking that discounted dialect over our lives and start to speak a more luxury language. We have everything that we need. When you start to speak that, doors begin to open, opportunities begin to present themselves. But you gotta believe our God has everything that we need. It's not about our resources, it's about changing our perspective and looking up to the source. I'm gonna go ahead. I know. I'm just gonna go ahead. Y'all must stay real close to this podium because I want to respect the time. Y'all want to get y'all awards. Y'all, here's the thing. I promise you, I'm not here to get you all to believe my religious belief or preach at you or anything. I just want to share with you all what has helped me to get through some very dark and dismal times. I'm talking about molestation. I'm talking about a divorce. I'm talking about homelessness. I'm talking about low self-esteem. I'm talking about self-doubt. I can't do it by myself. And some of you right now, especially in these times, there's so much uncertainty. All I can tell you is you have to look outside of yourself and to a source.
Awesome. We're going to just jump right into the awards right now. We have a total of 18 awards that Jackie and I want to coordinate and hand out. So we're going to actually, there's a total of like 5 nominees in each category. So definitely clap, give a thunderous clap and support to all of the nominees tonight. Yes. And the winners will come to the stage and give their quick elevator speech. So our first award is going to be Best Desserts, okay? Best Desserts category. Dee Dee's Delights is the first one category. Best Cake for all your celebrations. Her services are edible delights, wedding cakes, love dipped chocolate, covered strawberry, and fruit tables. She's located in Atlanta. The name of her company is Dee Dee's Delights. Please give her a clap. The next company is The Dessert Junkie. Located in Bowie, Maryland, she has a few locations here in the Bowie area. The Dessert Junkie Bakery is famous for its tempting takes on classic American-style desserts. She offers design-forward selections of seasonal cakes, cookies, ice cream, cupcakes, pies, and more. Please give a clap for the Dessert Junkie. And yes, she is here tonight. Probably experienced her desserts already into the ballroom. Yes, amazing. The next business is the Mix-Up Dessert Bar. This company creates a range of desserts from everyday sweet tooth to special occasions, from cakes to candy, coated treats to hot chocolate bombs. They have what you want. The Mix-Up Dessert Bar is located in Camp Springs, Maryland. Please give them a clap. And then we have Cinnaholic Gourmet Cinnamon Rolls. This bakery is proud to serve, create your own cinnamon rolls and other sweet treats like made from scratch brownies, cookies, and edible cookies dough. They're located in Crofton, Maryland. So please clap for the So the winner for Best Desserts for this category is, drum roll please, the Dessert Junkie, the owner is Alexis Streets. Please come to the stage, Alexis.
Thank you all so much. With me being a huge introvert, this is killing right now. But I appreciate it. 16 years in business, going on 17. Thank you so much. I just try to provide jobs for our youth, creativity for our youth, something to keep them off the street and keep them motivated. So thank you so much for your support.
Excellent Cafe Medreno. 3 generations of coffee growers from Honduras, roasted in Baltimore, and all organic coffee, bringing out characteristics of creamy, sweet, citrus notes, as well as chocolatey and caramelized flavors. They can be purchased on Amazon and now at the Maryland Women's Business Center in Bowie Town Center. Best specialty shop. TJ Coffee Shop, with 3 locations, one right here in Fairwood, and celebrating 45 years. They use the best quality Arabic coffee beans sourced from around the world. Their coffee is brewed fresh daily. They have cold brew, granita, as well as fresh baked croissants, scones, cinnamon rolls, and serve breakfast and lunch sandwiches at their coffee shop. Alabama Oriental Market, owned by Lourdes Flynn, located on Old Annapolis Road in Bowie. This boutique Oriental Market offers the best extensive selection of Filipino and Asian products for over 10 years. And lastly, from our best specialty shops is Rise Up Coffee Roasters. Rise Up Coffee has been an independent small batch coffee roaster and retailer since 2005, with 13 locations around Maryland and Delaware, grown by friends, roasted by friends, enjoyed by friends, and they also sell wholesale. sorry about that, is Excellent Cafe Miranda.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. My wife Sanya and myself, Raul Medrano. Our coffee business, let me step out behind the podium here. Our coffee business, we started in 2018, so we're about 8 years old. And it's all about family with us, because we produce our coffee in Honduras, where our family is from. We import that coffee, we roast it in Baltimore, we operate in the DMV area, and we're looking to develop a sustainable business with family, which is our passion, to provide a quality product, which many of you have been tasting here today. So we appreciate this opportunity in being here. My wife and I, my daughters, our sons, my granddaughters, everybody's involved in this business. We do farmers markets, we do pop-up events, we distribute, and we're always looking to also reach out into the community as we're doing here. I also am a teacher. My wife is a teacher as well. We teach at an adult charter school in Washington, D.C., and we teach adult immigrant English language learners. And so we're committed to the community as well. So we want to thank you, Simply the Best Magazine as well, for this opportunity, and Jackie as well. And just thank you very much, and we feel very pleased to be a part of the Bowie community here. Not only we just arrived in May at the Bowie Town Center, as Jackie had mentioned, right next to her shop, actually, in her gallery. So we're right there. So thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Also, we're currently celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, September 15th to October 15th. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Moving into the next category, Best Wedding and Corporate Venues. Okay. The first one in the category is the Bowie Center for Performing Arts. The Bowie Center for Performing Arts is a state-of-the-art 800-seat theater that offers a wide variety of entertainment specials, theater, and concerts for Bowie, Maryland. They have a tremendous staff, as you can see tonight. I do want to thank Christopher Dwyer as well, the director of Bowie Center for Performing Arts. So please give a clap for Bowie Center for Performing Arts. The second wedding venue is M Lounge Events. The slogan for M Lounge is "Luxury is our standard." I will have to agree with their slogan, especially since we had our second annual Reader's Choice Awards last year at the M Lounge Events. It is an elegant ballroom, magnificent marble floors, intimate uplighting, and a glamorous 3-tiered stage. With a seating capacity of 150 guests and a cocktail capacity of 250 guests, this ballroom is the perfect setting to add opulence to every occasion. The M Lounge is located at the Bowie Town Center. So please give a clap to the M Lounge Events. Next we have Elegant Touch Ballroom. They're located in Prince George's County in Hillcrest Heights. This is a new venue that boasts beautiful space, professional service, and competitive pricing. The ballroom has a capacity of 300 guests and also a separate VIP suite area. This is a perfect location for weddings, parties, showers, meetings, and much, much more. Please give a clap to Elegant Touch Ballroom. At 112, it's here to fulfill all of your event needs, whether you're planning a corporate gathering, a birthday bash, a wedding reception, or a special occasion. The venue is located in Baltimore, Maryland. It's just a 30-minute drive from Washington, D.C. and Virginia, making it very ideal for couples seeking a reprieve from the city's hustle and bustle. The venue holds up to 150 guests with exceptional customer service. Please clap for the venue at 112. And then we have the Sunset Room. It's a modern event space located on the waterfront National Harbor. This private setting offers breathtaking floor-to-ceiling windows with a commanding view of the Potomac River and the Capitol Wheel. So those are our selections for the best wedding venue and corporate events. Okay. And the winner for that category is Elegant Touch.
Touch. Okay, first and foremost, always give an honor to God. As the founder and CEO of Eloquent Touch, I want to extend the deepest gratitude to my loved ones for sharing this special day with me, and to my community for nominating me Eloquent Touch as the best wedding venue in PG County. Now, I stepped in faith in August of 2019 with my grand opening, not knowing what was ahead, and just 7 months later, March 2020, COVID-19 struck our community. And after being shut down for 3 months, I made a decision to open in June of 2020, and not for profit, but for purpose. It was a time when the churches were no longer hosting repasts, so for families that weren't able to celebrate their loved ones, I opened my space up so that they could have repasts for up to like 50. And then from that moment forward, I remained and still remain committed to, serving this community. And in recognition of that commitment, Eloquent Touch received a proclamation in 2024 from the then County Executive Angela Alston-Brooks and Councilman at-large Calvin Hawkins. They honored me for providing a safe and welcoming space for the community gatherings throughout PG County. So by God's grace, He has expanded my territory and my vision. So 6 years to the day of me opening, I opened another space right next door. So now I can host funeral services on one side, and you can go right next door for your repast. I can host weddings, and you can go right next door for your receptions. And like Veronica said, we host over 300 guests. And I'm just truly humbled and grateful to provide this level of service to the community. And just know that once you step in Eloquent Touch, you will receive eloquent service.